Welcome to Lifestyle by SK, where wine, cigars, and relationships create that tapestry of extraordinary experience. And so, on today's episode, I want to talk to us about how the world tells a man to be strong. The world tells a man to provide, and they have to do so and never complain about any issue that they may have, right? That is where we're at right now in the world. And men are taught this at a very young age. But who does he turn to when the weight becomes too heavy? And that is what I want to talk to you about on the channel today as we go through this story and this information. Now, from the moment that a man grows up, from when he's a young boy to he grows into adulthood to being a grown man, he is taught that his value is in what he produces. And so that means he is having to actively go out in public and produce. He's using his hands to get what he needs to get to make something of himself. And when you look at that from that perspective on a general statement there, what you would see is society only rewards that man for his output, but ignores his pain as he is going through whatever it is that he is going through. So no matter if somebody in his family passed or something traumatic has happened or he's lost a job or two or he is hurt for some reason, because he's out here trying to make the world a better place. Whatever he's going through in his mind is almost as if the man is not even allowed to even talk about those kind of things. So there's no therapy that goes around. Nobody just wakes up and just asks that man, how are you doing? Or at the end of his day, how was your day? And you will be surprised these simple things that a man could just be asking for as he is going on about his life. Because everybody always asks the woman how she's doing, how's her day. And if she is moved or disturbed by any means, the world is going to make sure that she is okay. So the question is, what about the men? Who is aiding them in helping them recover from the traumas that they run into? And so when we look at this, if he is struggling, he is told to push through it. And is it because people say that men, of course, are stronger than women, which we all know overwhelmingly that that is true? But the physical strength, what is what I'm talking about in regards to that. But however, people do have feelings. Human beings have feelings. One day they're happy, one day they are sad. But you will be surprised, people, when you just ask somebody how's their day, or you tend to their needs if something didn't go right, you will be surprised how they turn out and how they respond back. And that is what we are absolutely missing here. Because believe it, if that man is struggling, he's told to push through it, no matter what the issue is. And that's what I want to get into deep today as we go through this. Now, is he allowed to cry? Absolutely not, because he is told to toughen up. Now, what he's crying about could be the death of someone in the family. It could be something that he worked so hard for that somebody took away or from him. It can be some pain of just about anything along that level that he's told to toughen up and just make it through it. So when you think about this, think about somebody in your family that is going through a similar situation like this. So, ladies, if you have any male figures in your family that are doing exactly this, think about it from that perspective, not the guys you're dating. Just think about specifically the males in your family. Who tends to their needs when they're going through something? If you can understand it at that level, then imagine what life would be like when you are able to do that out of the kindness of your heart when you get with someone or starting to date someone down the line. Now, a lot of men, a lot of us, we learn to carry stress in silence because people don't listen half the time anyway. You can look at countless videos online that show this. A lot of women don't care about how a man feels because people say a man is not supposed to feel anything. But a lot of the men do feel. They do have feelings. They do carry a lot of that stress in silence. And because they do, they are masking the exhaustion that is taking place with a simple smile on their face. They still go up, wake up, and could go to work. They are hiding the fear behind the confidence level that is out there. And that is just looking at the struggle itself. But when we take it and look into the reality from what we can see, what most people don't see is that this consistent pressure, not only from your spouse, your family, your friends, your city, the people around you, the world is always putting this constant pressure towards you. And it definitely comes at a cost. And that cost is it going to eventually be that breaking point of that man once he has reached the end of just accepting the total beatdown that has consistently occurs. And you may not hear this much more often. Many and much men may not even talk about it. And that's why I found that this to be a pretty good episode for me just to kind of dive into it so that we can begin to start talking about these things. A lot of the videos could be so macho that men don't feel this, men don't have feelings and stuff. I'm going to tell you this. I guarantee you that any of you out there watching this video, if somebody took a sledgehammer to your foot with no shoes on, you're absolutely going to feel every bit of it. And so I want us to be real with this. I want us to be transparent with this here. But society is going to consistently make sure that his output is going to be rewarded, but his pain most definitely going to be ignored. Now, every bill that that man pays, because remember, we're on the conversation of what the men are doing for the women out there. If the man is out here and they are looking at and they are paying the bills. Remember, you all said you want a man to take care of the bills in the house. That man pays the bills. Every problem he solves and every obstacle he overcomes, that adds to the silence load on his shoulders because now he has to worry about, okay, in order for her to want to still be with me, I still have to keep a job. I still have to bring money into the house. I still have to take care of everything. Because remember, you all said that you want a man to take care of you. Even with your degrees, you still want a man to take care of everything. You don't want to have to pay any bills. You don't want to have to foot any load or any of that. So imagine that the load that you're used to doing single handedly by yourself, ladies, in the independent state, when that load is taken off of you and all you have to worry about is just maybe working if you want to and doing whatever you want, and then shifting that bill load, the responsibility load, the household load to that man for whatever stress that he has on his shoulders, now he has even more because now he has to take care of everyone. Who does he fall on? If he lost his job, of course he's going to be extremely stressed out. Who does he talk to? So we're missing that aspect of this. Now, the world does not, under any circumstances, give a man the space he needs to critically seek the help that he needs when he is stressed out because he has convinced himself that he must carry it all alone by himself, single handedly, whether he is with someone in a relationship or marriage or not. It doesn't matter either way. And see, ladies, you will receive the help when you're in need. You're going to receive the help that you need. But men, if we don't make it, we just don't make it. We fall and we fall hard. That is what we have to realize. And we have to be truthful and transparent and respectful about it as well because there are things that I would say this, there is someone out there for everybody, and you have to end up meeting and being with the person that you're meant to be with because when you fall, fellas, there should be a lady there in your life who is able to help you. And when you get back on your feet, you all are helping each other. And I think that that is one of the most coolest things that you can basically get to. That is absolutely necessary. Has to be a yin yang effect. If one of you lose your job, ladies, if you lose your job, that man is going to make sure, it should be making sure that you're okay and helping until you get back on your feet. It's basically what we will call load balancing. When something fails on one side, you have a backup on the other side. And if that fails, this should already be back up over here. So, ladies and gentlemen, if the both of you are working, the both of you are functional adults, I'm sure all of us decided we wanted to be something in life. And whether we reach our career opportunities or not, ladies, it is not meant for you to just go to college, get a degree, to then just come and sit at home. It's not meant for that. If you were single handedly paying your bills on your own to yourself, then when you get with someone, you're able to contribute to the household as well. So those two salaries, those two incomes come into one household. And if somebody fails, at least one of you fail, the other is there to pick the other one up, because you all should be together in this. And that is in a marriage. Now, those of you that are in relationships out there, that's going to be a different story, because people are going to continuously shack up with one another. So how they do that is totally on them. But when I'm speaking about this for the struggles of the man, I'm speaking about it if you are married and you're not looking at the needs, ladies, of your husband. Just simply ask him, how's his day? See how you can make the load easier on him by just opening your mouth and just asking him if everything is okay. And you will be surprised, because sometimes he just wants somebody to talk to. Sometimes he just wants somebody to just hear him out. Because, ladies, believe it, if you have the room to complain and talk about different things, then he should also have somebody to talk to as well. Because what you shouldn't be doing is explaining your intra relationship problems with people that are not in your house. So, ladies, that's not you running to your mom, your dad, your grandparents. No. Whatever issues that you and your husband have, you are and need to work that out introspectively within the home. Now, this is a silent battle of manhood, the expectations that are out there to basically produce without pause, to endure it without support. But you know what? This happens. But what we can see is what happens to that man once that load becomes overbearing and it becomes too heavy. That's what you need to worry about. Could that be a determining factor in divorce rates right now? Because, see, people like to always point to cheating, but if cheating if it has continuously increased, what's the reasoning behind that? Because there should have been some underlying factors that you were able to spot or use by your intuition to see that beforehand. But in this series, we're going to definitely explore more of these things and more of these battles that men fight in silence about here, because that's why it's time for the world to allow them to basically breathe. We definitely need to have more of these conversations. A lot of conversations I've seen online deal with either the disingenuous arguments of both men and women going back and forth to each other, trying to prove the other party wrong and stuff like that. But what I'm asking here is my honest belief, and you can get statistical data to look at this, is if you look at why divorces are high, something was not done. And that person, if they did cheat, went out to do something with somebody else. There's a reasoning behind that. If we can get the men and the women to be able to communicate with one another, share what's on their mind respectfully, the men being super respectful to their wives, and honorable to their wives, and the women being super respectful and honorable to their husbands, then we can definitely twist this around. But if the conversations are going to be how to run game on and get the bag in the independent lifestyle, then that's where we're going to have a very big problem. Now, I can't tell the ladies what to do. I can only give my opinion and suggestion. But for the fellas out there, me being a man, I can only share my thoughts on what it's like to be a man and the things that men go through. And so, overall, if you didn't take anything else out of this today, ladies, find a way to allow and figure out to help your man be able to talk to you and absolutely breathe. Till next time, we're going to definitely come back in it in our next video. Lifestyle by SK, where wine, cigars, and relationships create that tapestry of extraordinary experience, people. As always, you have a good one.